Hello everybody and welcome back to Medieval Total War and our Holy Roman Empire campaign as the Germans with the Glorious Achievements mode. And we're sitting at the very beginning of the high period here. This is going to take us from 1206 to 1321. This is the realm that we are currently in possession of. And in the last episode we had a pretty rough series of battles to get us possession of northern Italy. I think we'll be able to maintain that as long as nothing else comes in our way. We've got our king here, Ludwig V, age 51. He's got 5 influence currently. Things are looking pretty good in terms of public order, in terms of loyalty, so hopefully we'll maintain that. We are going to keep an eye on a couple of new developments, though. Up in the northeast, we have the people of Novgorod right on our border. Now, we've got forces around Saxony, Brandenburg, Silesia here, although that doesn't touch the people of Novgorod. But we've also got Hungary in possession of the Polish former lands, and Hungary is a ally. No, they're not. They were an ally, and they may be someone that we may want to give thought to allying with again. So let's go ahead and get our princess over here. I don't want to mess around with this. I want to just go right ahead and see if we can get a marriage alliance going to keep them off our backs, because I don't want any of the territory that they have, really. Don't want to extend my borders if I can help it. This king here, he's 51. I think last year, the year before, was the first time he set foot as a king on German soil. He was crowned, of course, over in Tripoli, where we still have a pretty strong presence here and at Antioch. And I'm very happy to see that the Egyptians are not totally done yet, although the Byzantines are probably going to finish them off pretty soon. So let's get in to the campaign and see what the AI is going to do to us this time. I'm currently looking for a ceasefire with the Italians. I'd love to end that war with them because I don't want any more of their territory. We are maintaining an alliance with the English and the Danes, so that's good. The Danes are doing some really interesting things around Europe. Yes, we're assassinating Orthodox priests over in Tripoli, and we are seeing some successions here. Okay, none of that affects me, really. Okay, no ceasefire with the Italians. I just keep trying. I'm not sure if they're going to stick around for very long, honestly, because they are only in possession of a few provinces, and they do have Toulouse. This seems to be where the majority of their strength is, but as you can see, we match them fairly well here in Burgundy and in Provence, just in terms of numbers anyway. So I'm not too concerned about them breaking out. I think that if they were to try, we'd be able to contain them pretty well. Similarly, Corsica, I mean, this is the only place they've got a king. He's 27 years old. He is married, but I'm not seeing any heirs in either of these two places. He may have some heirs down here. In fact, let's check that out, just see if there's any place where he can be hanging on. All right, I think we're just going to maintain the holding pattern currently. We are waiting for emissaries to get around and do their thing and see if we can get some ceasefires, some re-up of alliances with Hungary, because I am curious what they are going to do. It doesn't look, unfortunately, like the Egyptians are going to be too successful here. The Byzantines look like they're going to maintain hold over Egypt, and they've certainly got the naval power to maintain their position of the Eastern Mediterranean. Economically, we're doing pretty good. We're making over 1,000 a turn, but I want to wait for that to get up a little bit higher before I start doing some more aggressive rounds of building, which we will need to do. The thing that I've been missing in the past several battles, or episodes really, is the importance of upgrades, and I've just really been neglecting that stuff. To some extent, I think it's a little inevitable, because the Germans just don't have the luxury of spending a lot of money in various places. But, you know, take a place like Bohemia. This has iron. We could get weapon upgrades going here. So let's go ahead. We'll go for this. I think, is this required for the weapons workshop? I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and get an armorer going in Bohemia regardless, because if we're going to be fighting to our east, we're going to want a good place where we can make that happen. And in Saxony, let's see, we're already making some trade income out of this. Let's go ahead and keep going up the cavalry line, because eventually this is going to be our Gothic Knights province. That is the dream at any rate. But we do have the option of knights down in Milan, where we can train feudal knights as well as royal knights. And I've also been training some chivalric sergeants, so this is a pretty decent unit. The problem is the morale. I think their morale is worse than feudal sergeants for some reason. So they're not the answer to all of your problems, but they're a pretty solid, 100-man spear unit. So let's get them up here. I'd like to gradually start feeding some troops into like Ile-de-France and possibly Flanders, actually. Let's go ahead. Yeah, we're making 2,000 this 2,000 a turn as of now. So let's get 4 chivalric men-at-arms. So that'll cost us an extra couple hundred in upkeep. And as far as Swabia goes, I think we'll hold there for now. We're already doing some building. We do have an emissary looking for, or we did, I thought, an emissary looking for a princess, because we have an heir who has now come of age, and there are some likely English princesses hanging around. Since we have an alliance with them, let's see if they'll be interested in kicking a princess our way. There's also some Danish princesses I've seen. Yeah, no heirs for Italy. So their faction may just die out. Now, he's young enough that he could generate some more heirs, but he's kind of ripe for an assassin, actually, if we had some really skilled assassins. Alright, now the question with what to do out here, if anything, because we've got the Byzantines, we've got the Egyptians. I'm not allied with either one. Should I bother trying? Right? Like, theoretically, ally with the Egyptians and try to throw in my weight against the Byzantines, just to keep a faction down here that I can trade with. That might be kind of fun. Let's see if we can... okay, we're not able to do that because the Italians are at war with us and they're allied with the Egyptians. As for the Byzantines, we could ally with them, theoretically. But I don't want to. I hate seeing the Byzantines get huge. At least, well, no, they are on the steppe. Yeah, shoot. But at least the people of Novgorod do have some territory. Hungary is acting as a check on Byzantine expansion westward because they own Kiev. So let's just keep our bishop moving and see what things look like. Very interesting. Danes are just going right for Iberia. Okay, so this is our emperor. He only got to spend a few years in Germany. And now we've got a king who is unmarried. Now, maybe in a few years, he's very young, he's only 20. 4 influence currently. Natural leader, but strange. These kind of cancel each other out in terms of the morale. The happiness, though, is affecting the entire realm. So, in theory, it would be nice if that were to go away. But let's see. I think we were moving some of these units. Let's take the spears and archers, I guess, over to Brandenburg. And yeah, the Byzantines are up here. Let's see if they're in Muscovy. Man, I hope not. Well, we've got a couple of agents going around looking for alliances, looking for marriages. So I think that'll be good. We're also getting a fort going in Provence. And we're up to 6,000. Here in Genoa, we can now finally start building our own ships. So let's absolutely do that. Let's get a bark going. I may as well queue up just a couple here. And let's go with a church for the morale. Caravels are really nice, actually. But let's go with a slightly cheap option. And in Venice, there's not even a trading post yet, so we'll go with that. Elsewhere, we're not doing anything currently in Tripoli or in Antioch, and I mean, they do have the potential to be real money makers, but I'm kind of hesitant to throw a lot of cash into something like a castle, which is going to take 12 turns. I mean, I guess we may as well, right? Let's go for Antioch. The other thing, you know, that's in my calculation here is the emergence of the Golden Horde. So this is an event that happens right around 1230, 1231, and the Mongols emerge, right? It's a hard-coded thing. All right, we've got an heir who is the younger brother of the current king, or emperor. Fantastic. We've got a English princess. Okay, this is upsetting. The Hungarians do not want to ally with us. Very unfortunate. Okay, Prince Otto, hard sums and a natural leader. Let's take a look at his loyalty, actually. There's our emperor. He's up to 5 crowns. He was just at 4, now he's up to 5. Prince Otto's looking very loyal. That's awesome. Now, he's not going to take over the throne, unfortunately. But we can definitely use him up in the northeast, where we can hopefully just stave off the Hungarians or the people of Novgorod. But with the Golden Horde, what I'm hoping to see is the Byzantines to get smacked down. Now, in the French campaign that I've been playing, that did not happen. I had taken over a lot of the Holy Land, and that really just helped the Byzantines. And so it's very unfortunate here. If I can get a ceasefire, though, with the Italians, ally with the Egyptians, then I can start doing some relief and concerted attacks with them against the Byzantines, and that's going to just help things along, I think. I like to keep factions alive, and especially again with a faction like the Egyptians, where they just don't seem to do well. So I'd like to keep them going. Let's see. Yeah, we're making 108 here. Okay, we don't have anything, any boats in the water currently, and we can't even build them. We can here, but let's go with a dockyard in Friesland and make that a bit more robust in terms of naval production. We can get caravels going, and then worry a little bit less about some of these units. Let's see. Let's keep this 2-star right here. Yeah, I think those arbalests are fine. With Ile-de-France, we can now train crossbowmen here, but you know, I don't think that's going to be an answer. What we will want, I think, is you know, just a small but decent mix of stuff. So that's kind of what we're doing here. These guys are not super loyal, but we do have a couple of lordships lying around. So Lorraine, there we go. That gets him up to 6 loyalty. And he'll eventually get over to Ile-de-France, I think. These other 2 chivalric men-at-arms, probably on the Eastern Front. It'll be nice to have them over there. Okay, now this guy, you can tell he's got royal blood. He was once a prince, but he is not anymore. So I'll move the Emperor back over here. I think that's what it was. The Emperor was hanging out in Bavaria, got crowned, or the king, this guy got crowned Emperor, and so moved back to Swabia to get throned, essentially. All right, let's go for income here. I'm anticipating some trade hiccups. If we're going to be having a bit of a war with either the Byzantines or the Hungarians, or maybe both, then we're going to suddenly start losing a lot of cash. But that's the other reason I'd love the Egyptians to stick around, because your entire trade empire doesn't depend on a single faction. Still no point in the ceasefire, but there's our first heir, who is the heir of the current king. And so this is Prince Conrad. So Heinrich is going to come of age in about 10 years, then Conrad in about 15, and our emperor is going to start, well, he's going to have some heirs to look forward to, basically. So yes, you guys can go here and govern Ile-de-France. You know, probably just another unit of regular archers would also be nice to have here. And because, let's check the age, yeah, she's 28. It's a real shame that she would not be accepted. Okay, so there's no unmarried men. I wonder if that was the message that I got the first time. I didn't really read this carefully. let's wait a couple more years and we'll try again, because there may be someone who comes of age that we can throw at the King of Hungary. All right, this is very good. So the people of Novgorod have Muscovy and Ryazan, and we'll see if they own Chernigov as well. The other thing is, if this faction gets eliminated, which I don't think they will, that would be great too, because we could simply we wouldn't have to worry about it. We can ally with the Egyptians and then help them out in the Middle East. This guy, though, I did look him up. Heinrich von Morgen is apparently, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, one of the Minnesingers, one of the basically like troubadours in Germany, as I understand it. And he was a poet. He was probably also some kind of courtier, some kind of noble. And so he was an actual sort of existing figure of the time, and so that explains his 4 starting valor. So it's nice to have him kicking around just so the enemy assassins don't get too uppity with us. Yeah, the Danes are doing great in Spain. Okay, the Byzantines are in Sicily. The Byzantine king, at any rate, is in Sicily, so that is very interesting. Alright, the Children's Crusade. A crusade of innocent children to retake the Holy Land through the power of their virtue is a noble idea. The practicalities and venal cruelty of many make it a doomed expedition, for the children have vanished, possibly sold into slavery from the port of Venice. Farm income in France and the Holy Roman Empire is reduced, and the bereft parents are turning away from the church to heretical beliefs. Okay, yep, no luck with Corsica, with the Italians. Let's check the heresy. Yeah, we got 7%, 7%, 8%, 9, 8. Very interesting. That's not really having too much of an impact on our public order, and that is one of the things that I wish about this game. You know, religion is an important factor in medieval Total War, but there are these subtleties, like this heresy. There are even other religions. There's Judaism exists as a religion in the game, but there's no way to kind of keep it around. It's very minor, and then because of the way conversion works, it'll just gradually be eliminated. So it's not like it sticks around, and there's no events associated with Judaism. Paganism is, I think, fairly similar. There's not too much to do with it. There's no pagan or Jewish agents that can spread it. There's no buildings that can spread it around. So it's a little unfortunate, because that could be a really interesting aspect of the game, because those things really mattered, a lot more, I think, than we might think. All right, let's get our princess up and take a look at Spain, and similarly, yeah, let's take a look at Castile, because the Danes are, once they take over Iberia, they're going to be really, really dangerous. So this could be quite a problem. Thankfully, they're still an ally. They don't seem to be too interested in us. They're not building up right near where we are, so this is all good, for the moment at least. Now, it does occur to me that I could just try for an alliance with the Egyptians. I mean, maybe they'll drop their alliance with the Italians. Probably not, because I'm so much bigger. But it's something I could give a shot at any rate. Then I'd have a bishop down here around Palestine, which would probably be fine. We're getting 90% Catholicism in Antioch, 87 in Tripoli. I can go ahead and build a church in these places. I've already got one in Tripoli, actually, so I could, possibly should, get another bishop. But yeah, so the Byzantine king, this is interesting. So Sicily was probably, this tells me that Sicily was probably more built up than Constantinople is. So he got crowned over here, or maybe he moved to invade, right? Maybe that's the other thing. But we could theoretically cut him off from the rest of his empire if we win a naval battle here. And that could be really devastating, right? They have hardly any fleets in the area. So, I mean, I'm kind of thinking, if only the Egyptians would ally with us so we could help them out. I don't want to start a war with the Byzantines only for the Egyptians to come and, take advantage of it. But, like, I could take a place like Edessa, right? Or at least invade, or just invade Syria to just do a bunch of damage, or probably one of these places where we're not fighting in the desert. I mean, honestly, I could invade Crete right now. Right? I could invade Greece from here, from Antioch. So, you know, we could invade Constantinople. No, we couldn't because they've got a ship there. But, I mean, we could hit Nicaea. It's really tempting. I don't think I'd want to go for Greece, actually, because I don't want to lengthen my borders with Hungary. But chewing away at some of these places and just causing a bunch of damage, not to hold it, but just to kind of hurt them, that would be kind of nice, I think. Okay, let's take our chivalric men-at-arms, and we were going to move them up into the northeast. We'll eventually get them up towards... Geez, maybe Bohemia, because this is becoming fairly important, I think, the way I'm just getting men stationed around it. Very pleased to see that no one's moved on Volhynia yet. And Novgorod owns Chernigov. Let's see if they own Pereyaslav. This is good. So that means the Byzantines so far only have these two. They may have Crimea. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at all those Danes up in Sweden. So they're moving around a lot of stuff. Alright, I want to stay on their good side. Okay, what's that? What's that? Probably Italy? Probably Italy. Let's hope it's Italy. Okay, yeah. The Egyptians don't want to ally with us. That's fine. Got a daughter on the way. And no new enemies. So that was the Italians just sinking our only bark as soon as it was built. And so, you know, I think we want to just probably cancel that. There's not much point. That's all they can do. They've got all these fleets that they cannot pay for. And I'm noticing this guy's a survivor, which means someone's been trying to assassinate him, and I don't think it's me. Having survived an assassination attempt by killing the assassin with a cooking spit, he is very keen to practice combat with a wide variety of weapons and kitchen implements to the detriment of his other duties. +1 valor, -1 acumen. That's great. What a great little trait here. Well, let's see. We're getting gradually more elite armies. Maybe Brandenburg would be good. That threatens both Pomerania and Poland. I think Bohemia's looking decent. And our income, you know, we don't want to train too many more troops because at our current level of income. Okay, now we've got a couple of ships here. Let's go for another one. And then I'm going to move 2 down here. Yeah, we want to be careful with how we're spending cash, right? Because, you know, you get going too far on troops and then all of a sudden you can't support it, especially if your trade gets messed up. So, Saxony, we're going to need this anyway. I don't think, in order to build the Gothic Knights, I don't know that we're going to need a swordsmith. But I'm tempted to build one anyway. But then again, we've got swords in Swabia. So I think we're gonna definitely need the Horse Breeders Guild, possibly Spearmakers. But you know, we could get Chivalric Knights out of here, and that's going to require Armorer's Workshop. So let's do that. And let's check our influence real quick. All right, 6. Pretty decent, I guess. I mean, the other thing is we could go for Cyprus right now. It's barely making any cash, but it would give us... Are we neutral with the rebels is the thing. Let's see. No, we're at war with them anyway, so we're not trading with this port. I don't know, though. I feel like it's spreading us a little thin, and there's not much to be gained by taking Cyprus, right? It's got 80% farm upgrade, and that is making it all of 262 income. It's just, there's not that much. If it were a castle, maybe. But let's get another boat. I want to have some naval security against the Byzantines. Very interesting. So Yep, and that Byzantine Emperor is still in Sicily. I mean, that's almost... So as it gets closer to 1250, we're going to hit maybe the final chance for us to get the Holy Roman Empire achievement. That's going to require us to take Naples, which is currently Byzantine held. So taking that and then taking Sicily, we could get a nice little ransom of the Byzantine Emperor. That would be pretty entertaining. Okay. Can't really see what they have, but we can see that the Spanish are not done. Not in the slightest, in fact. They've got a pretty strong presence in Leon, mostly low-tier stuff. They've got some men in Castile, so the Danes are having trouble. You know, that's good. I am a little wary of the Danes, and I am glad that they are not doing all that well. All right, let's go for income somewhere. Where can we go for income? Flanders is probably a decent place to drop a grand or so. Yeah, see, this is what you want. This 20% farmland is making us 725. Spending $1,000 is going to make us over 1,000 florins, rather. They hadn't invented the dollar yet. So that's going to make us, 120 extra florins. It pays for itself in 10 years, right? So not too bad. If I get a... Let's see, Rhodes does have a port, so it's actually worth it to get a ship there. Let's see what they have. I think they don't have Rhodes. Because if you check their glorious achievement goals, yeah, Rhodes is on it, and they do not have it. That's great. So they're having a hard time keeping boats in the sea, it seems like. Look at all those men in Sweden. What are they doing? Okay, there's the Byzantine Emperor come back to Anatolia. All right, the Danes are getting into central Spain. There's the Magna Carta, so -1 influence for the king. Yeah, Rhodes is rebel held. There's hardly anything here. These islands are, they're good for other places where you can build stuff, but they're not, apart from that, they're not that good. So the Byzantines are having kind of some trouble. Okay, now the Emperor's back in Greece. All right, now we can train caravels in Venice. Let's do that. Let's focus on good ships out of Venice. And is there anything else I want to build here? I think this would probably be pretty lucrative. Yeah, 486. Now, I'm never sure if this actually refers to this building by itself or like the province as a whole. We're already making more than 521. I guess we'll see. It's a very easy, relatively cheap build, though. All right, and the Spanish, yeah, Spanish are still doing pretty well. Let's see, any more news with the Hungarians? This guy is 39. No unmarried men of royal blood. Is his faction gonna be destroyed? That would be funny. He just ages out. I'm guessing probably not. But you do see that happen occasionally. Of course, it happens with you sometimes as the player. Oh, the Italians are hitting us in Friesland. Okay. Wait, how can they? This is crazy. I'm kind of tempted to play it out. We've got 2 Valor. That's better than anything they have. And they don't outnumber us that much. We could just set up, I don't know, somewhere far away from their ballista and hope we get a lucky downhill charge into something we can rout. I mean, if they hit us with those urban militia and militia sergeants kind of at the same time, that could be a big, big problem. And I don't think we have any great terrain. Let's go like here. I think that should be far enough away from the ballista. But let's go here just to make him march for it. Just out of spite. We've got actually 5 Valor. I don't know what the deal is with this Spearman unit, but He's surprisingly strong. I'm pretty sure it only said 2 before. Alright, we're just going to have to sit here and take the archery until they get close. And then let's see if we can make one of these guys rout. Downhill charge and militia sergeants. I really don't want them on the flanks. Alright, we've only lost 1 man so far. We are getting outflanked. Oh yeah, just took about 10 losses there. Alright, I feel like we're going to lose it.
General is ignobly quitting the field in fear.
Well, we did better than I thought in a way. I mean, no, of course you're always hoping to get lucky in a situation like that, but we can just counterattack. I'm really irritated though at why they were able to invade. Oh, because of this. And they don't even have a ship here now. Okay. So they were able to get one last spiteful hit in on us. Let's bring this 3-star guy down. Now, we're not at war with the Byzantines. We're allied with the Danes. And this guy, I mean, look at this. They're just totally desperate. We don't have too much we can throw at them. I don't want to take these guys away from Normandy or Wessex, even though we're allied with both of those factions. Oh, this Tancred von Schwaben. So this is another 4-star emissary? How? I'm going to have to look this guy up now. But let's see. Let's go with some mounted crossbowmen because they're kind of a handy little unit that I probably don't train enough. And let's move everybody over. You know, theoretically, that could invite attack from these guys. So let's get the Prince and the Chivalrics over there. And that'll be a nice defensive force for if they decide to counterattack. Alright, Danes going down to Valencia. They're feeling... Okay, so, I mean, we should totally win this on the autocalc, yeah. Alright, we got 400 in ransom, and we got a rank for our general there. Very nice. Let's go and reorganize that stack. This guy, man of principle, huh? Okay, he's only got 4 shields of loyalty. Saxony doesn't give him any command, so that's a native sort of attribute. Let's see, who had this lordship? Count of Friesland. Well, I guess we can give it to this guy. Konrad von Wittelsbach. There we go. And we've got now an Italian ship. Now, I was just warned... Wait, I was just warned not to attack the Italians, wasn't I? Didn't the Pope tell me not to? But I did get a new king. Maybe that canceled the warning. Well, regardless, we didn't get excommunicated. So, that's great. So, I guess that means I could potentially attack this ship. I feel, though, that I have better luck just on the defense. Barks have a 2 defense trait. And I think I'll just stick with that for the moment. Let's go ahead and get a caravel going, and then we'll start to get down on down into here, right, the north coast of Spain. Get our fleets alongside the Danes. Start getting some of this Spanish trade. And I guess we should train up some more feudal sergeants. Okay. Now, in Bohemia, you have to do a little everywhere, it seems like, with this campaign. It's like, okay, I'm remembering we did the armorer here, now it's like we want to do the next thing. So, Bohemia, is this where we want a castle? I think maybe. I mean, there's not any spectacular units to be trained out of either of these places, but this is kind of like the eastern border. I don't know. Maybe not yet. You know, at some point, yes, we want castles on our borders, but maybe not yet. Let's go with a church. Help that morale, because the units we're training over here are pretty low tier still, and so it'd be good to have them buffed up a little. There we go. We've defeated it. Hopefully that was an Italian ship. Alright, and we don't have any new enemies, so that's great. The Italians are branching out. They are training stuff here. Or possibly ransoming units. They can't train Royal Knights in Toulouse. So these guys either are leftovers or they are like ransomed. Which could be. I mean, they could be doing silly assaults in other places. Still not seeing any princes. Let's try for a ceasefire yet again. And, you know, I think I will bring down another ship just to help the odds here. If we lose this, they can't just immediately invade. But Flanders. Well, how about this? Let's train a couple more chivalric men-at-arms and send them up to Flanders. Because we want our units... Yeah, I don't like this. We want our units around here to be good. And to that end, let's go with the Armorer's Workshop. We want them to be good. We don't want huge stacks, I think, because we're allied to both of these factions, England and the Danes. And we don't want them to think that we're going to invade them. If you start building up a lot of troops, that can apparently give that impression. Thankfully, I think they're still busy. Okay, we lost one ship. Okay, no ceasefire. No new enemies, but we've got our other boat here. Unfortunately, we lost the 3-star. Ah, that's frustrating. We could, I suppose, bring this ship down as well, and then we're going to get a caravel next turn. So let's do that. I'm just going to keep going down that route. We do have a caravel here. Yeah. So I guess we could bring this over to Sicily. And let's keep going. Let's just crank those out. Okay, Brandenburg. It's a shame it's got these 2 tradable goods because it's inland. It's just never going to make that much cash. But I think it's probably time for us to... Yeah, let's go for Citadel in Saxony. That's going to take us 16 years. 4,000 is going to be like half of our income, but that'll still leave us with enough to do stuff. Still enough money to train if we need to. I'm really happy the Byzantines are not closing the deal on the Egyptians. They're just maintaining a status quo. Yeah, these Italians here are really a problem. I think we just need to keep maintaining the ships. I'm a little worried, like maybe having these single ships here is just giving them extra, like, free experience. This is really obnoxious, though, isn't it? Like, they've got 3 provinces, maybe, and rather than attack us here, right, or here, or try to get back Venice or something by sending their ships around here, they're thinking, yep, we're going to go and just screw you up in the English Channel. Probably because they see these are the weaker provinces, honestly. So I guess that makes sense. But to that end, let's get our men up there. And it's to the point where I was considering maybe making shipbuilding facilities in Saxony just for the purpose of continuing to crank out those ships. I guess we should keep doing this too, right? We don't want to turn back, and any momentum we have. We got to keep ships in the water. That's the only thing that's saving us from having to fight those battles in Friesland and in Flanders every single turn. Just little ridiculous dribs and drabs. Yep, there we go. Okay, famine in Antioch, not good. That doesn't hurt us all that much. Okay, now he's got a prince. So the faction will continue. Jeez, if there were only not this border fort, you could get a rebellion here by sending in a single spy. Yeah, the taxation is very high, so they would be able to lower it, but it's just so vulnerable. But it's not, you know, because they've got fleets. I can't attack it, or I would. I mean, at this point, definitely I would. But I can't. And here it's like I put my caravel in. This has a single star. Let's see, what do these guys have? Can I tell? I can't tell because I don't have a ship in the water anymore. All right, but we do have our castle in Antioch, so let's get the security going there. And we've got an extra bark. I think I am going to go with a dockyard in Tripoli. This is going to help me keep the navy up, and I'm feeling pretty secure around here, honestly. You know, we've got our caravel over to Sicily, so nothing is there, interestingly enough. The Italians are there, only with a what is this, a droman? So it's pretty weak. You know, we could start taking out their ships, and I don't think they'd be able to replace them. They've got no shipbuilding here. They don't have any shipbuilding here. It's probably Grenada, so I guess we should take another look at that. Let's see, do we have any other princesses? Not yet, but we will in about 7 years or so. We'll be able to try again with the Hungarians. But let's try just a regular old-fashioned alliance. See if they've changed their minds on that yet. Very good. Oh. Wow. Danes excommunicated. All right. All right. Hungarians do not want to ally. All right. I'm going back to Volhynia then. Just want to keep an eye on those rebels. Okay. And there's no ships here. But they've got ships in the North Sea. Well, pretty soon I will as well. Next turn we'll have one in the North Sea, a caravel, and another bark in the English Channel. And they've got a bunch of boats in the Bay of Biscay. Okay. I guess we should go to the dockyard here, because there is going to come a point, and let's just give it another shot with a bark, where we could what do we got here? Rebels. Very interesting. Okay, so they lost this. I'm not sure exactly how. Very interesting. Okay, so let's check the heirs. So who's going to take over? I think, is it Conrad who's the actual son? Otto, Heinrich here. Heinrich is not the son of the current king. They're both younger brothers. But yeah, it's either Conrad or Ludwig. So either of these guys is going to take over. But he's got plenty of time. So, like, theoretically, yeah, they can't make boats unless they've got another province. Let's be a little more thorough here. And I guess to that end, we can go with another bishop. Let's send this guy over to Algeria, and we'll just see if the northern coast of Africa has a lot of enemy Italian presence. But, you know, like, I wonder, like, could we get an alliance here, right? Could we get a marriage at this point? Have they decided to change their tune? Probably not. Okay, Provence does not have any trade goods. Again, it doesn't feel super useful to build that up. Yeah, he's regretfully declined. Okay. Where is the emissary now? Okay, he's over in Portugal. So the other thing we want to watch for is disloyalty or civil war or rebellion amongst the Danish provinces. I'm not seeing any sign of that yet. Kind of good, kind of bad, right? Like, I mean, the Danes are really kind of freaking me out here. But maybe they're just matching my guys in Burgundy. They're not at war with any other faction but the Spanish, but they're not allied with the Italians, obviously. Now, I could go here now and just hit them, right? Would I be excommunicated? Well, probably not, because I attacked into Friesland, right, to relieve the siege. So I probably wouldn't be, but I don't know. This would be, to be fair, this would be a good one to take, right, because it would not be extending my border at all. Because, right, like, Burgundy still borders Anjou, which is allied, granted, but you know what I mean. Still, you never know. But if I take Provence, I take my forces in Provence, move them to Toulouse. That could be good. That wouldn't be the end of the Italians, because they've got an heir somewhere down here. So theoretically, they could navally invade me in Provence, which I've already shown that I don't care too much about. But I'm also not sure that I want to extend my border with the Danes. So let's check Valencia. Yeah, we've got just Catholic bishops here. We've got, sorry, the Almohads here. Our bishops are just checking this out. These guys are looking quite good. Let's keep going along the track here. I mean, in Sicily, look at this. They just leave these provinces completely ungarrisoned. But to be fair, they do have a navy here, so they are somewhat safe. Let's move these two ships up to Sardinia. I'm going to get a boat in the water in 2 seasons, or 2 years, in the Ligurian Sea, and then we'll connect all of our fleets, right, from the Holy Land all the way up both sides of Italy. And I think that'll be pretty decent. I do need to get a trade post in Genoa so we can start trading that silk. Okay, Spanish still own Castile. Good. King of the Danes has died. That means their excommunication is now over, or it should be. Let's just double check that. Yep, they're Catholic again. Very good. I mean, I guess, right? What do I want exactly? Because basically I want to maintain some semblance of a balance of power between the factions so that no one gets really annoying to fight. That's really the ultimate dream. So you can kind of balance alliances and stuff and just kind of build from a secure corner of your empire. And the interesting thing here is caravels have actually quite lower support costs, you know, by almost half as low to the barks, but they're just all around better. Not only, by the way, can they do they have just better stats, but they can go into these deep sea ranges that the barks cannot go in. So for example, I can't go to the Atlantic Ocean, but I can also, with a caravel, leapfrog. I can go like multiple. So instead of having to go to the English Channel and then to the Bay of Biscay, I can just jump right over there. So it's a really neat little thing once you start getting the deep sea range ships. Okay, I'm gonna maybe take. Let's see, we're at war with these rebel factions, so there's probably not any point in keeping a bark by roads, except just to maintain visual. Alright, and the Sicilian... No, this is rebels. Okay. Rebels besieging the Almohads. Let's see what they do, if they're going to actually keep it. But yeah, we'll get some more ships out of Tripoli, I guess, and then start getting boats into the Black Sea. Good. Very good. Alright. Hey, fantastic. Got another homelands goal achieved, and we are good in terms of that. We're, I think, well ahead of everybody at this point, or close enough. Yeah, with regard to trade, it's very fun to build up your trade network. At a certain point, it gets crazily ridiculous. You start making like 9,000 plus a turn. It's insane. But it's also pretty vulnerable. So it feels, I guess, somewhat kind of balanced, right? Like, maybe not super balanced. There's an heir. There's an unmarried heir, and I don't have a princess yet. But maybe we can get that alliance in a couple of years. If we can... Let's do this. Let's move the Emperor over here. And let's move Prince Heinrich up, too, to Bohemia, just to offer his leadership, should it be needed. And what did we have? Did we have chivalric? Yeah, we were moving them to Flanders or Friesland. Let's go to Flanders. We're just very badly needed. Yeah, I'm just going to disband these guys. I could probably disband these as well, Italian light infantry. Okay, so far, no more enemies. No sight of any Italian ships around here. And so we can go down to the Bay of Biscay and finally see what's going on in Aquitaine. We've got another caravel coming out of Friesland. And I think we may have seen just about the end of Italian shipping and menaces. This is an Italian ship, but it's got no command stars. Let's go with one more bark here. See how aggressive they are going to be around here in terms of their navy. I'm hoping it's not that much. We've got a second caravel down here. Let's see. Actually, let's keep one of them behind because I don't want to invite attack from the Hungarians. But what can we do with this guy? Maybe move him up here. And, you know, this is why I think it's kind of good to have multiple ships. If you've got a single ship by itself in a stack, it seems to invite AI attack. So we'll get another bark, just leave him here, and then we'll get that other caravel somewhere else. But I'm hoping the Hungarians are going to stay quiet for a little while. At least a little while longer. Just give me, like, you know, 10 more years, no reason. Okay, yep. Alright, Conrad, this may be our actual heir. Next in line, rather. The actual son of the current emperor, and he is, let's see. Yes, he is. So we're going to want some kind of princess for him. And not yet. Next year, I think Prince Eleanor, I guess, will be coming of age. So I'll move him over to, yeah, Franconia, I suppose. And let's see, 37. Yeah, we also need to get a princess for our new heir. So, where's our fantastic emissaries? Okay, we've got one here. She's not going to want to marry us. So far, the English have been rather obliging with their daughters, so maybe we can find another one. Not seeing it, unfortunately. Okay, let's just keep the bishop moving around. We want to check places with ports. I don't see any princesses on the map, except for that Italian one. Alright, well, we'll just keep our eyes out. We do have time. And again, it's not such a huge deal for our faction as it is for some others. Okay, so what else do we want to do in terms of building? I guess Flanders would be the next place. This seems really important to me. Kind of thinking castle, but on the other hand, maybe protecting ship. Castle seems a little steep. 2,000 florins. But yeah, let's do it. I mean, our income's actually okay. We can actually absorb that quite handily. Okay, and we can't make any ships out of Antioch. I think I want to change that. We've got our castle there. We can start making shipping available. Okay, finally the Hungarians make their move into Volhynia. That will be successful, and I'm really worried about what that's going to mean. Alright, we gave as well as we got here. We sunk one of the enemy ships. That's why we just got to keep up the training. Okay, we're going to get up to Constantinople here with this. And let's see, what do we have waiting for us? I guess we'll do another bark, do another caravel, and we'll bring this guy. Let's see, do I want to bring them both down? Oh, we actually do have a ship in the English Channel. Okay, let's keep it up there because I'm losing track of it. And we're not at war with anybody else. Nope. So we could move our 2 caravels right now. Right down here to the Bay of Biscay. There are 2 enemy ships in these waters, it looks like. And I know that's going to mess up our trade, but, you know, I think that's fine. For at least for this turn or so. Okay. Given that our income is doing pretty well, do I want to build up in Tuscany? Probably not. Okay, our princess has come of age. Let's throw her at the Hungarians. Yep, there we go. That emissary will do. He's, I don't know where the king is, but possibly somewhere over here. So the problem with the Hungarians taking this, of course, is that this is the last rebel province in the region, as far as I can tell. Let's send our bishop, actually, down to Crimea. And see if that's going to open up anything new. And in terms of, did the Hungarians own it? Did the Byzantines own it? Do the rebels own it? If rebels, then maybe that's where the Hungarians will go next. If not, then they're going to have to decide either to attack me, to attack the Byzantines, or to attack the people of Novgorod, because that's the only factions they border. Right now, I can't really tell where they would go. They are allied with the people of Novgorod. They're not allied with me. They're not allied with the Byzantines. But the Byzantines are pretty strong, and I'm not. So if they move these armies somewhere else, like into the west, they could just swamp me. So probably good to start training some stuff again. Let's try to focus on quality here for a change. We'll get a couple units of feudal knights. And Novgorod's making big armies too, which is really nice to see. And I just love how the Danes are doing such interesting work. Usually, they will just kind of park in Denmark and not do much. But again, I think this is a function of being somewhat restrained, or, you know, slow to conquer, maybe. In that it gives the other AI factions a bit of breathing room. You know, they get to try stuff. They get to expand a little bit, build up their own forces. Whereas if I just, you know, took out an enemy faction super fast, you know, that sort of forestalls any options, and then it gets you into these long wars that never end. Now, granted, we're in a long war that doesn't seem likely to end soon with the Italians. But here's something I could try. We've got a Spanish princess here. We need a wife for our heir, Prince Conrad. The Spanish, I'm not going to ally with them, but because they're at war with the Danes. But I would love to take a princess off their hands. So we'll see if they'll allow that. All right, okay. We've got a couple of princesses in a row here. Great. Let's send her over to Khazar. No reason, just for a little curious little walkabout. Okay, good. The Danes holding off the Spanish there. We've lost the English Channel, but won in the Ligurian Sea. Great. Awesome, right. Okay, so the King of Hungary, I'm throwing princesses at him, and he just doesn't want them. That is a shame. Okay. Anything else we badly want in Tripoli? Well, we're getting boats here. I'm thinking the other thing we could get here theoretically is agents, because you don't always need boats, right? And you don't always need agents. So any province that basically focuses on one, you can kind of focus on the other. I'm wondering if that's worth it to do down here. And yeah, probably, because like I've got some troop infrastructure, but not a ton. This will be just another place to train assassins for now, but eventually I can start building up to higher level assassin type stuff. I think I lost the ability to train assassins in one of in Flanders, probably, as we lost that to the Italians at some point, right? Okay, and we've got a completely new princess here. Let's bring her over to Georgia. And yeah, the Byzantines have Crimea. Okay. Alright, well, we've got our 2 feudal knights. I want to get them up to the north and east. Let's move them kind of through Venice. Well, actually, no. The Hungarians are actually being very nice in terms of not building up on my borders. Like, look at this. Hungary has almost nothing. What is this? Croatia has almost nothing. So I'm not going to antagonize them. I'm just going to move through Tyrolia, and then we'll gradually get up there. Let's take this Swabian guy, by the way, actually. I don't think we need the Emperor in Austria anymore. That was just so that princesses would come of age quickly. And since this doesn't seem to be having the desired effect, I guess we'll just keep the princess kicking around Carpathia. Maybe he'll change his mind when the current king dies. People of Novgorod are building up in Pomerania. Not in Prussia, but Pomerania, which tells me they're not so much worried about the Hungarians as about me. I think, I think I probably could hold them off. Let's see. We could go with a couple units of archers, maybe. Because they're still training those light units. Again, we can't underestimate them, but it's always nice to have a few archers. But let's see. Yeah, the Danes have all of France, basically. Very, very interesting map we're getting. Alright, another son. Great builder, fantastic. +1 loyalty to everybody. Unfortunately, let's see. Actually, he's pretty young, isn't he? Only 41. That's not too bad. 6 influence. I mean, he's not doing fantastic, but he's doing pretty good. Okay, apparently, I need to keep track or keep up the pressure in terms of boat building, because the Italians either keep producing boats unfairly or they keep moving their massive fleet around just to irritate me. So we will do another caravel up in the North Sea. We've got a bark here. We've got our 2 caravels versus their 2, what are these, galleys? Yeah, okay. Well, let's take our caravel over to the Mertun Sea. This one up to the Sea of Marmara, and then our bark up into the Black Sea. And then we can have a nice view of everything. Let's bring our princess up to Volga, Bulgaria. Yeah, let's leave the bishop here. Good. And very good. We didn't lose anything there, but here we go. The Golden Horde emerge. A vast horde of Mongol warriors has invaded from the east, intent on carving out their own kingdom and adding it to the great Khanate that stretches all the way to Japan. They call themselves the Golden Horde. None are safe from this new threat. A number of other rebellions in progress have declared allegiance to this faction. Number of provinces being attacked, 2. So I think this means that we've got one province here that's being attacked, and then one other. Well, here we are, 1231. So there was a bit of a crash, I guess. But before we take a closer look at those armies, let's take a look at our glorious achievements, because they have actually changed. And I've been neglecting this goblet for a little while. So we've got the Holy Roman Empire again. Still exactly the same goals. We've got about 19 years to achieve this. This may be a good time for us to start working on it, actually. I'd love to take Naples off the hands of the Byzantines and just start hurting them now that they are being hurt by the horde. We'll see how this all develops. The other one, though, is the Hanseatic League. Now, this one says to control more than 2/3 of North Sea trade. As you can see, we've got all the points for that already. Now, I'm not totally sure exactly how the game measures that. How can you control more than 2/3 of North Sea trade? Is that like all provinces that abut the North Sea and having a boat in the water? Or, you know, how exactly is that measured? We've got Friesland, we've got Saxony, right? Those are the only 2 provinces we own that abut the North Sea. The English have Northumbria. So I guess that's 2/3, but they also have a port in Scotland with no trade goods. They've got Mercia with trade goods but no port. So I have no idea what's going on there. But regardless, we've got it. We're gonna see if it works or not. Some of these are a little bugged. So the horde for now is in Khazar. I believe they're also in Armenia, and we'll see if they're in any other provinces. We'll sort of move around to the various places. What I do want to do is I'll keep my bishop around here for now. We'll just see what happens. And we've got boats going. Okay. We will end the season here. And can we try again with our princess? At least give it one more shot with the Hungarians. Because the Hungarians and the Byzantines have a lot of armies right around where the horde has emerged. And so this could be a big shakeup to the balance of power. Okay, and the Hungarians attack. All right. So, Hungarians attack in Brandenburg. Okay, Byzantines decided they cannot win in the battle and are retreating. This doesn't necessarily mean anything. I have seen in the past the Byzantines being strong in the east, kind of like they are now. The horde emerges, does great at first, but then starts to lose steam, and the Byzantines conquer everything back. I don't like when that happens. It bothers me. It's ahistorical. So I'm going to be actively working against that, I think, in this campaign. And here's Brandenburg. I'm just going to retreat in this one. Yeah, because we've got unarmored guys with no valor versus a lot more guys with armor and valor. And we will just counterattack, and I think we'll be in an okay position to do that, honestly. Okay, Pope has died. The Hungarian, yeah. Okay, we lose the English, and we lose the Danes. Yep, okay, so Hungary attacks, and we lose because we're probably bigger, I'm guessing. So what we need to do now is well, reorient ourselves, basically. The Italians have a few boats still in the sea. They could continue to be a problem, so we don't want to stop training those troops. But now we need to turn east. Let's get some chivalric sergeants here. We've got a couple of chivalric men-at-arms here, both of which are looking pretty loyal. Let's move them to Bavaria for now. And let's move some of these guys. What is that? Yeah, Swabians. We can move them down to... let's move them to Austria. I think I want to keep the king right here. Right in the center. But we've got Prince Conrad, who is our heir. We can move him up to Brandenburg. And he can... Yes, he can fight with this army that's going to come down. These guys can come out of the castle. And look at this. The Hungarians have all of their forces concentrated in the east around Kiev, except for the one that is at Brandenburg, that one stack. They're trying to train stuff in Croatia, but we can just hit them. Let's see. Do I want to... I think I want to hit them really hard, really fast while we can, because the Pope is not going to allow us to do this for very long. And our Emperor is young enough that it would be annoying to be excommunicated at this point, and could in fact be disastrous. So let's see. Do we want to go into Hungary? Yeah, I think we want to do that. I think... No, here's what we do. Okay, Silesia. We can move Silesia over. Let's take a unit of... No, we don't want to leave him behind. Okay, we'll take this 0 valor unit of feudal sergeants to leave them. And we'll go into Poland, which is completely empty. We'll go into Poland. Just want to check, make sure we're not leaving more here than we need to. But let's bring the archer. Okay, actually, maybe we should wait because we're not allied with the Danes anymore. Do we have any archers here? Yeah, we got 2 there, so let's actually leave them in Saxony. But I would like to bring the Vikings. They can come along. With all that, we're going to have, you know, kind of close to a full stack. Bring those spearmen. Franconia is just a very kind of unhappy place. I think it's time we start working it up a little bit. It's got iron, you know. We need to start taking advantage. Let's go with some more training of chivalric men-at-arms. Let's check out our income, though. Yeah, we're down to 869 because we're no longer trading, and they've got ships. Hungarians have ships in the Black Sea, over here on the west side of Greece. So they do have a lot to do. A lot that can hit us. Okay, but we're training up. Let's go for some more feudal sergeants. Could this army take this army? This is a 5-star general versus a 4-star general. That's close enough. We've got a lot of armored guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more units. And so that would even out what they have. They've got a couple of peasants, some Slavs, and some artillery, which would, you know, not arguably be all that helpful. But this does mean we need to start training in other places too. And so let's go for like archers or just kind of anything. Oh jeez. All right, we got to keep up caravels. Okay, but anyway, that's Poland. I think we can take that, right? Unless they move like everybody up to Poland. Let's take these guys and leave a likely spear unit or something. Why do I have mercenary spears? It doesn't matter. We'll use them in this battle. All right, that's well, that's 100's not quite low enough. There we go. So they'll go down to Hungary. And these guys, I guess, can hit Croatia. And they'll have to decide what they want to defend. Because they can't defend all of it. I'll take these 2 units as well. And then I think I will train up some more units, some archers and stuff. Let's get some urban militia. I don't want the Pope to sort of take a whack at me. But that's what we're going to do. We'll make a little save, and we'll see how the game is going to progress from here. Yeah, so no allies. Let's see, and okay, good. They followed into Crimea. Are they attacking the Hungarians? Yes, they are. They moved into Kiev. Great. What I want is a big battle there. I don't want the Hungarians to just withdraw. I want them to attack and lose a lot of men. So this is Hungary. Okay. Sir Joe Jacob. And I think we can take this. You know, we've got a lot of archers. We've got our 2-star prince. Let's see how it goes. All right, we've also got the opportunity to get rid of a couple mercenary units here. I think that's these guys and these guys. So our right is kind of useless. But I think this formation is pretty good. Urban militia on the left, spearmen in the front. We've got royal knights, we've got archers. Yeah, let's group them up and begin the battle. Yeah, they're going to be over there. Oh, they're going to rush us? Or wait. What are they doing? What are they doing? All right, they're setting up here. They've got arbalests, which is very, very interesting. They are a good unit, but you know what? I'll let my spearmen and those low-tier guys deal with it. This may not work, right? So all these battles may not work, but we need to try to hit the Hungarians while we can. Set up right here. They're going to hit us with some cav, some jobagi. Mounted crossbowmen. Okay, I'd like to have another unit of cav here, but... let's go with these mercenary spearmen right at the horsemen, and they're going really slow. And they're changing their mind. Okay, and they're changing yet again. I've never seen the AI do this. It's very strange how slowly they moved. Alright, we're losing badly. We're not doing a lot of damage to those arbalesters. But I think they are an important unit to try to get rid of. What did you do, bud? Did you just try to charge? Yeah, we're losing men. Okay. I want my general to be somewhat nearby so that he doesn't hurt the morale of these other units, but let's hit the mounted crossbowmen. These guys engage at will. We haven't broken yet, which is rather surprising, actually. And we do have a chance of killing the enemy general just with archer fire because he's such a light unit. Let's get around these horsemen. Right, there go the spears. Whoops. Yep, hit the militia sergeant. All right.
A blackguard gone to his deserved grave.
Some of their units are routing, some are not. Okay, there we go. Some spearmen are going. This might be just enough. Awesome. Very close. This is the first time we've actually faced the Hungarians in battle. I don't quite know what to expect. These units can be really dangerous. But we got them. They're going to clear out. Now, we're not going to get the province, but that's an important first victory for us. Okay, this is Poland. Interesting. So they bring their king over here, a single catapult, and 60 crossbowmen to defend what I think is a 2-bridge province. Their king is, 3 stars. All these guys are armored. And we don't have a whole lot to throw at them, but I think we could get in under the crossbows and do some damage. Maybe. We've got javelins to hit the king with. Let's see how it goes, right? I mean, I'm not totally sure. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's wait. Fine throughout the day, we'll attack in good weather. I know they've got a crossbow unit. Yeah, this is 2 bridges. That means we can essentially, if they place their catapult badly, we can just ignore it. All right. And it's over there, so we're going to take this bridge. Let's see if they respond to that. Like if they're going to follow us and try to prevent us from crossing here. Doesn't really look like it. Let's bring our men up there. See if they change their mind here. This is all low-tier garbage. This is all the low-tier garbage I've been training since the beginning of the campaign. Are they going to withdraw? Oh, interesting. Okay, they're not even going to try to defend the river. So we can take out the catapult if we want. I think we do. The annoying thing is we don't have any cav, so we're just going to have to rush it, which kind of sucks. I'm going to go ahead and use my spearmen for that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Take him out of the group and bring everybody else over here. See, are they gonna... They're not gonna fire at us even. It's amazing. Okay. We'll get the group over there by those trees, and we'll get rid of these artillery crew. All right, wonderful. And we've still got 99 men. Okay, now we want to go back. I think our groups are all screwed up now, so what do we really want? We want something like that. And yeah, let's just cancel this group. Feudals here. Urban militia up so we can get some these on the king. Let's actually do this with the archers. And the javelins can be here. Okay, I guess that's everybody. Yeah. So we'll move over here. What happened to the crossbows? They just had crossbows. I think they moved to the trees. I wasn't looking. Where did the crossbows go? That's very weird. I have a feeling they're down here. But already we're doing damage to the king. Wouldn't that be nice if we could kill this bastard? Yeah, they might be just downhill somewhere. Alright. Okay, we're gonna have to reform the groups slightly. Let's turn. Oh, it's they can just time us out. That's what they're doing. That's your game. You realized that I'm doing too much fast forwarding here. All right, let's hit them. All right, we're gonna get them caught. Let's go down with the javelins. Let's see if we can catch the crossbows. Because if they just run around the trees, they're going to win on the timer, which sucks, but is kind of funny at this point, honestly. That looks like what they're trying to do. They're not even wanting to engage. It doesn't tell you what the time actually is. It just tells you in its abstract way that you've got a small piece of pie remaining. Right, let's get away from the cav. Only 2 of these guys left. Oh, this is gonna suck. We're gonna lose it on the timer.
The enemy king flees.
All right.
With no thought of his royal dignity.
Come on, come on, come on. Let's cut him down and have these guys flee too, or just withdraw. Are you gonna withdraw? Oh, we got it. Oh boy, that was close. Look at that. How much time? It doesn't tell us. Okay. Oh no, was that defeat? Shoot. Oh, I wish we knew. That was the sad music. That was the sad music. We didn't get it. That sucked. We didn't win because we didn't get the routers off the field. I think the crossbowmen were gone. All right, last one. Brandenburg. Okay, we're at least keeping him busy, right? And so is the Golden Horde. Here's Brandenburg. Oh my gosh, look at this snow. All right, I'm just checking bridges. We've got one for sure. And that's it. All right. Blizzards becoming worse later on. I want to wait. I want to see what I'm doing here. Okay, we've got Royal Knights. We could dismount them to chivalric foot knights, but I think I want them mounted. There's a lot of light units in this army, and there is some cav, and just the speed of cavalry is going to be helpful. Plus, I got some decent infantry, I think. So let's just do our usual thing and get down here and then decide who we're going to send over. Yeah, this sucks. We might not get this back. Oh, maybe they're going to give it to us, though. We're not defending. I guess they could change their mind, right? But looks like they're coming over. Okay, our Royal Knights have decided to just get in on the action. This is our heir, by the way, so we do have to be a little careful about this. But we've got, we don't have Vikings fighting. I thought we did. Okay, these are urban militia. Let's see. I think I'm going to send my general down into these. Let's send a nice inviting target for the rest of these units by having these spearmen attack. And they'll see the flank, and they'll go for it, and then we won't have to follow them across the bridge. That's what I'm hoping. I would like to have thought that we would have gotten rid of these militia or mounted sergeants by now, but that is not the case. I think our prince is still okay. I have to be careful with my general. Okay, there we go. Let's hit the spearmen from both sides. Yeah, they're gradually feeding them in. Pull the general back. Now, I got my chivalric men-at-arms. I got 2 units of them still. We haven't used them at all. And they've got, like, peasants and Slavs. So even if they do decide to pull back, I think we're in a pretty good position to pursue them across the bridge. These are just spearmen. I mean, I know you don't want to be too... Okay, they're running away now. Good. You don't want to be too over-eager. Alright, I will pull back the prince now. The Vikings, though, can start hacking into this just as soon as they want to. Let's pull back the general a little. Get a little flanking over on that side. Okay, they're coming right over with the peasants. Let's bring the feudal sergeants down. And the chivalric men-at-arms. And then wham, yes. They're all nice and strung out. Look at this. This should be good. They're just about all committed. Okay, that's right. They do have some artillery, so we'll have to be watchful for that. Probably send them mounted crossbows. I hit their general from here. Not quite. Let's bring the Royal Knights back. We don't want to get them caught here. This should be good. Right here. Nice big routes. And how are we doing? Really good. Our chivalric men-at-arms doing very, very well. Yeah, they're all gone, and now they're not going to really have much to stop us with. These arbalesters arguably are pretty decent at melee, but I think the chivalric men-at-arms... Oh, here comes a crossbow. Okay, so we got to watch out. Chivalric men-at-arms, I think, should be good for them. We'll clear the way across. Let's see, are they attacking? What are they attacking? Okay. So I guess we are in range. Good to know. Let's just move the prince over here. The general back a little bit. They're going to probably be just firing at the bridge now. Yeah, this could be very messy. Looks like they might be... They're either repositioning or withdrawing. I think part of the issue is we got these spearmen here. I'm gonna... order them to withdraw? Nah, let's keep them fighting. It seems like that would just be really costly. We're losing a lot of chivalrics now, at least on that one unit. I think overall, though, we're gonna get it. There we go. That's the bulk of them. Let's send a spearman right up at the artillery. With the Vikings, too. We may as well. If we can just engage that artillery. Let's see what he's going to do. Is that general going to withdraw? Okay, they're all leaving. Very good. Very good. So we got Brandenburg. I wasn't too sure about that. Oh, man. Okay, Saxony. Oh, geez, Saxony. Okay. So they're invading here. And they're probably going to win it because they've got boyars. Man, oh man. Now, no armor. We do have 2 archer units. And we can make sure this ballista is not relevant. They've got spearmen. You know, I am worried about this unit. This is a good unit. But we've got, you know, we've got armor of our own. I really don't want to interrupt our construction of the citadel in Saxony, so... Let's see. And they've got armored units. We don't. And I think they're going to have a harder time fighting in the woods than we are. We also got urban militia. So, like, while the archers are important, I'm thinking maybe this... Geez, I don't know. Let's see. They're going to send... Yeah, their ballista's going to be out of range. We don't have any really good hills. Let's do like that. Where's that ballista? Yeah, it's way over there. So they got low-tier spearmen, and they got the Rus spearmen, which are really good, and they've got the boyars. I want to save the arrows for the boyars if I can. But they're coming into the trees, and like... Geez, does it make sense to go in there? No, I think we got to do bow damage here, because they're going to skirmish away. If this was not a skirmish-capable unit, it'd be good to fight them in the trees, especially where this heavy infantry is not close to them. But I think what we want to do is stay where we are. This is going to be very touchy. I don't know if we're going to pull it off. And our general has the best armor, but no valor. so we hope that... Oh, are they going to attack? Are they going to do it? Do not run away. They are attacking. Damn it. I thought they were just going to avoid us. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we can still shoot him. Alright. I think if they threw themselves in... No, that could be real bad. Yep. Alright, we're firing now into a melee with our general. We need to break these guys right now. It's not happening fast enough. And here come the Rus. God, this is brutal. 26. As soon as these guys clash, we're done for. They still got so many spearmen. 46. There's the Rus spearmen coming in. Let's just keep shooting at their general as long as we can. Oh, the first sign of wavering. Yep. I'm shocked we're not all fleeing right now, though. Good thing is these boyars are not going to come back. So, at least we held them there. But Saxony is lost. Oh, God, that sets us back. And this is Croatia. All right. Prince Istvan versus all of these guys. 3 units of archers. This is the general, so that's kind of nice, I guess. 2 royal knights. I don't know if we can pull this one off either. They got some of these Pavese crossbowmen. And lots of armor. Don't know if we can do it. Okay, so this is not a winter battle. I guess this is fine. Are they coming up the hill? I don't think they are. We do, like, outnumber them quite significantly. Yeah. Alright, so they're going to get away. Let's just keep going through the trees here. And the edge of the map, I mean, we've got quite a bit of space actually to the right. So let's take advantage of it. And now the rain starts. It's like it's conspiring against me. Okay. So how to tackle this? We've got a crap center, but we do have archers. I guess we send up the feudal sergeants. Now, watch them charge downhill and win. No, okay, good. Surprising. where these guys are going. They're just shifting around. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think we gotta hit them on the back here, because otherwise we're not gonna tie them up. But I think we're gonna lose this one too. Knock it off. Just keep firing. Oh, jeez, this is miserable. So that's the answer to why they were keeping so many men, or so few men, rather, on their mutual borders with us, because they simply knew that they could get away with it, because they knew he's playing on expert, he's an idiot. Yep. Well, I mean, there's really not much point, is there? I'm trying to salvage this. Yep, let's just end it as quickly as we can. I mean, this is, again, this is more of our trash low-tier army. There's a marked difference. There's just a massive difference, you know, in troop quality between those low-tier stuff you can train in the early period. All right, good. We're holding our own in the... Wow, okay, we won all of these. Fantastic, look at this. The people of Novgorod in Saxony. So disgusting. We got some ransom. Sure, we'll pay further ransom for those guys. And don't attack the Hungarians anymore. Sure, sure. Okay, we at least can get away with that because the Hungarians are not invading our territory right now. Right? Like, we own Hungary, so we could resolve this siege, theoretically, or move somewhere else. Now, it's going to be really tempting to hit Poland right now. But I don't think that's going to be that useful. Because their king would probably just move out anyway, and we'd, you know, again, we'd get excommunicated, of course. And this is the... What is this? Why are you here? Well, regardless, what to do about the Hungarians? Our income is okay. It's not that bad, even. We lost contact with the Black Sea, unfortunately, but we can get that back right now. So we can move a caravel up to the Aegean and then just shift these boats. Okay, now I guess I'm going to hold off on war with the Byzantines because, well, that just seems crazy now. But let's move our bishop and let's see if we can make a new friend. I don't know if the emperor or the Khan is over here. He probably went over to Kiev, so let's check that out. Let's move our bishop. Actually, we'll do that. We'll go down there. We'll go up here. We'll just move everywhere we can to see if we can find this pagan king and see if we can strike a deal with him, because I would love to have an ally who's punishing the Hungarians on that end. Now, let's see. We've got some chivalric men-at-arms. So we need to get these guys rearranged on our borders so that if the Hungarians attack in the next 10 years, we can win those defensive battles. And we've done damage to them. A lot of these were invasive attacks, right? Basically, most attacks that we attempted failed. Like, Poland failed tragically. Like, that was a stupid battle. But that failed. Croatia failed. Hungary succeeded, though. But because it's a castle, and I don't have that many troops, I'm going to withdraw back to... Let's see, where would be most useful? Probably Bohemia. We've got basically 1, 2, 3. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces that border the Hungarians. So that's really unfortunate. But we will have to save this for the next episode. Things have really taken an interesting turn. The people of Novgorod are quite strong. But I'm thinking a little crusading would not go amiss. So in the interest of that, let's get a crusade going. As long as we stay not excommunicated, we can launch crusades against these people of Novgorod and get back some of the provinces that we've lost. We can get back Saxony. We could also just aim for something like Prussia right off the bat. But I think it might be better to take this one step at a time. Maybe aim for Saxony with a crusade, and then get our troops in position to make sure that succeeds, gets our influence for our king, who's actually doing pretty decent influence still, and then take things there. And then really the big question is, how successful is the Golden Horde going to be? If they hit the Hungarians really hard, we could see a collapse of this faction, right? If I just hold steady. We'll see. I'm very excited to see how this is going to develop. So I hope you'll join me for the next episode. Until then, everybody, take care.